guys, I'm back and we are actually 9 days post-op today. My apologies for not really filming throughout the week. To be completely honest with you, the recovery process was way more intense than I thought it was going to be, and I was pretty miserable, and I was also on a lot of medication, so filming didn't really seem like a good idea to me because honestly all I was really doing was spending time in bed, relaxing, recovering, sleeping. My husband was off for an entire week, thank God, because I couldn't get in bed, get out of bed, laying down, put so much pressure here, couldn't sit up on my own, couldn't pull up my own pants, couldn't bathe myself, couldn't even brush my teeth. So it was rough, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I guess I wasn't really anticipating that. I did a lot of research on my own, and leading up to my surgery, I took initiative to watch a bunch of vlogs on YouTube about boob job recoveries because I kind of just wanted to see what it was actually like besides just Googling it and reading like the medical side of it. Most of the women said like it wasn't so bad and they were up and at it like a couple days later and they were all like moving their arms, they had no problem driving, they had no problem like with anything, and that was not the case for me at all. So let's dive in. I want to talk to you guys about what went on the past 9 days. I think I have a little clip of like one day post-op where I was like pretty drugged up on Percocet, but so essentially like the last 8 or 9 days, I want to tell you guys what happened. I went into pre-op, you know, they go over all of your medical information, you get changed, you put your stuff in a locker or you give it to your loved one, you get your IV started, they give you like anti-nausea medication. For me, they actually did like an anti-nausea patch like behind the ear that you can keep on for up to 48 hours. It didn't really help. I will get to that story. But yeah, so then you meet with the anesthesiologist and some of the nurses that will be in the OR with you, and then Dr. Bruno, who is my plastic surgeon, he came in, we went over everything we talked about, we went over like the size, the look that I wanted, and any questions, concerns, like anything at all. And then he actually started drawing, so they'll like draw like basically where they're gonna do the incisions and on the sides. Like I don't really know what he's drawing, but I had drawings like right down the middle, here, here, and here. I had them kind of everywhere. So then after that, everything happened really quickly. I forget what the name of the medication is, but it was something to help calm my nerves because I mean everyone's nervous going into surgery, and it was the first major surgery I have ever had besides having my tonsils out when I was like 4 or 5, so I don't really count that because I don't remember it. So yeah, I was nervous. They administered that medication through my IV, which getting an IV in your hand sucks. I have a huge bruise on my hand. She actually put it in my hand and she got it in and it just hurts so bad. I have a high pain tolerance, and I was like, can we like try a different spot because it like my hand blew up. It was really weird. So then she put we kept one in my wrist right here, which worked out better. But anyways, yeah, they administered that medication, rolled me back to the OR, and before you know it, the gas mask was on, and my doctor was holding my hand and just saying, here we go, like everything's gonna be okay. Next thing you know, I'm waking up in recovery, and I was like, woohoo, I was totally out of it. I'm pretty sure, like I vaguely remember saying, oh my god, I can't believe I did it, I have tits, which is something I normally wouldn't say to my doctors, but yes, I was very groggy, I was in and out of it, but one thing I remember waking up, I had so much pain, like never felt that much pain and pressure in my life before. They gave me Percocet, they gave me Tramadol, they were giving me all types of stuff to help calm me down, and I was like in and out of sleep. I just remember Dr. Bruno, my surgeon, he came in, he said everything went really well. He did say, he's like, dang girl, like your muscles were really toned, like it was really tight getting the implant behind the muscle, but we did end up going with 485cc silicone implants. When we did the pre-op appointment, that's when you kind of decide on your size. We talked between 450 and 480, and he actually went up to 485 because he knows that, you know, personally from what I wanted to be fuller, and you know, he wasn't going to stretch the limits of what my body can or can't handle. So he felt comfortable putting in 485, and I'm so glad that he did because I love them. Love the size. I think it's perfect. As you guys can see, like, they're still really high because we are only 9 days post-op, and it does take 4 to 12 weeks for them to drop and fluff out is the terminology that's commonly used. So yeah, right now, I mean, my collarbone is here and there. My left one is a little bit higher right now than my right. If you could see that difference, this is where the right is starting, this is where the left is starting. And when I came out, they were like, boo-hoo, up to here. Oh, and this is the bra that they put on me. It's like, oh my gosh, it's all twisted. It's like a granny bra basically, and it clips in the front. It's nothing flattering by any means, but it did the job to keep them supported. And they just put, like, I got under my, let me back up because I can't talk apparently. My incision was under the breast, and so they're glued. There's no stitches, and when I came out with that bra on, there was also pads like sticking out of the bottom and the top, and that was just to reduce friction from my skin from like the implant rubbing up against the bra when I moved, because they wanted to obviously reduce friction, and especially with the glue. I wasn't doing much moving around anyways, but just precautionary. I think I ended up leaving the pads in after like 3 days, maybe after 3 days we stopped. And then that bra actually started to become really tight because of the swelling, and so this is a different bra that I brought. I think I showed you guys on Instagram. If you follow me on there, I finally got rid of the granny bra. But anyways, so I think I was in post-op recovery for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. I was experiencing a lot of pain. I kept asking for pain medicine, which is not like me because I normally don't even take ibuprofen, but I was like, please just give me anything. And then my best friend came and she picked me up, and I left. I still had like my compression stockings on to prevent blood clots. And make sure, if you know you're watching this because you're going to get breast augmentation surgery soon or in the future at all, wear loose fitting comfy clothes. So I had on pajama shorts and just a really loose zip up hoodie, and that was all I wore. So it was very easy, and flip-flops or slippers if you want. It was about a 45-minute drive home. I was still like in and out of it. We were talking, but I was still out of it. And here's a little bit of an embarrassing thing that happened to me, but she dropped me off at my mom's house, and I was like nauseous all day. Before surgery and after surgery I was nauseous. They made me eat crackers and drink apple juice at the hospital before I left. They want something in your stomach, and well, after like 2 minutes of being at my mom's, that all came up. Thankfully I was smart enough to grab one of the vomit bags at the hospital and take it with me because I knew I was nauseous. It was like 2 minutes after being at my mom's. My best friend had left, and Steven, my husband, was going to come get me. I was just going to sleep on the couch for like an hour until he came to pick me up. Well, before you knew it, I was grabbing the vomit bag in my mom's kitchen, and as I was vomiting, I actually peed my pants on my mom's kitchen floor because it was just so much, and all the pressure, it hurt here. Like when I was throwing up, it was just god awful. I was crying. It was a shit show, honestly. So I finally got cleaned up, changed. Steven left work early to come get me because I called him crying and saying it's an emergency, come get me. I just peed all over myself. It was honestly not like flattering at all. Definitely like, ugh, it was disgusting. So anyways, he got me home, got me in bed. The first 4 and 5 days were hell. They were absolute hell. I couldn't really do anything. When I had an appetite, we were just like ordering pizza and like whatever, because I didn't want to cook, I didn't want to stand, I didn't want to walk. There was so much pressure on my chest that I was actually short of breath. We ended up calling my plastic surgeon. My surgery was on Thursday. We called him Friday asking, like, is it normal to have all this pressure? Is it normal to feel like you can't breathe? And one thing I'll tell you guys, which I'm actually still, I just got off the phone with my surgeon and I'll tell you what he said that I'm still dealing with, is that you won't subconsciously take the deep breaths that you need to post-op, because there is so much pressure on your chest. Normally you would like subconsciously just take those deep breaths, but now that there's all this pressure, you're not going to do that, and you have to make sure that you're putting the effort in to take full deep breaths, because if you don't, you can actually run into possibly having a collapsed lung. Today is 9 days post-op, still haven't drove. I could barely like walk up the stairs or walk long distances without getting winded. So for me, my post-op restrictions, and it's gonna be different for everyone. I've seen and heard a bunch of different things, but my doctor is like the best in the area. I hands down trust him. He's extremely reputable, and I trust everything that he says. So, you know, I can't push, pull, lift, or anything of 10 pounds or more. Initially he said 5 pounds, but the paper says 10 for 6 weeks post-op. So he doesn't want me doing any strenuous activity at all for 6 weeks. I can finally lift my arms the past like 2 and 3 days. Like, I can lift, and when I get here I feel tightness, but it doesn't hurt. But I'm not allowed to put my hands up over my head for 6 weeks. I can shower. I showered like 2 days post-op. Just my incisions have glue on them, so the glue will come off in 2 to 3 weeks by itself. It'll start to flake off. You're not supposed to pick at it. Just let it do its own thing. I'm able to drive now, but I haven't, because I've been having a pretty tough recovery. And today I tried to go on a walk, and normally I can run a mile in like 8 minutes, and today I walked a mile in 15 minutes, and it was a struggle. I walked a half a mile in 15 minutes around the neighborhood, and it was a struggle. So me personally, I had more pain on my left side than my right. It's kind of funny because all the pain was like on the outsides, because when you first get the implants, like I said, they're high. They're rock hard. They're up really high, and mine are like out a little bit more. You know, when they settle and they fluff out, they're going to come together more and they're going to come down more. But all the pain in the beginning was on the sides, with my left side bothering me more. It was under my armpit, it was my collarbone, it was my scapula in the back. My whole entire back was hurting. My back is hurting me right now. So it's just a lot of like laying in bed, getting your rest. Your body just went through serious trauma. Like, a surgery is trauma. You're gonna feel exhausted, or I felt exhausted at least, which for me, I'm always like running on 110%, like go, 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 go. But not now. Like, I feel like I can't do anything. I'm super limited. But you just have to remember that your body is healing. It's taking up a lot of energy to heal, and it's healing massively. So let me tell you guys what I'm dealing with now, and then I'll show you the scars and just some things that I would recommend getting if you are going to move forward with the surgery. I had a 1 week follow-up 2 days ago, and Dr. Bruno said everything was checking out good, everything looked good, but I did have like a low-grade fever. It was only like 99.4, which I'm usually on the low side. I'm usually like 97.9 or 98.1, 98.2, so 99 or higher to me is kind of like a low-grade fever. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I didn't think anything of it, but I did mention it to my nurse, and I said, I just wanted to let you know that I know that's not a fever, but for me that's high. And so they wanted me to keep an eye on that. And also, you know, he said, again, he brought up like that I had a lot of chest muscle, so being that the implant is behind there, like I might have a longer recovery, just because the muscle is going to take a little bit longer to heal up over the implant. And the whole idea behind like not moving, lifting, you know, overexerting yourself is that when they go in there, they make a pocket for the implant and they put the implant in. And when you're pushing, pulling, moving around, like, you know, repetitive arm motion, you're moving around the muscle and you're moving around the implant. So the implant is making a bigger space than what the surgeon made the pocket. And so what that means is that your implant is not going to settle where they put it to settle. So you have to be really careful. So after my post-op, we were just watching my fever and I felt fine. It's just like the left side is hurting a lot more. And last night, I got a new Apple Watch. I got the Series 4 and I freaking love it. And I always wanted one, but I got one sooner than we were planning to get one, because basically all I can do for the next 6 weeks is like a lot of walking. I noticed that my heart rate was higher than normal, and normally I'm always like a solid 60 beats per minute at a resting heart rate, and I was sitting at like 90, 95 when I was laying in bed doing nothing, and I was like, this is really weird. So I took my own pulse and I noticed it was really high. Took my temperature again, started getting really nervous. My husband worked overnight. It was his first night back to work last night, and when he came home in the morning, we just looked and we noticed like, hey, my left one is a little bit bigger and higher than my right one. And overnight I developed along my incision bruising from like here to here. I'll show you guys. It's like yellow and green bruising. So I got really nervous and we called my doctor, and he said I likely just had a hematoma pretty deep in the tissues, and now that it is healing up, basically the hematoma surfaced and it's starting to be absorbed into my body, and everything with the fever and my high heart rate is because of what I mentioned before about the deep breathing. I have been having a hard time taking my deep breaths because it hurts, but I've been making sure that I'm doing it, but I'm probably not doing it as much as I should be doing it. So basically the little areolar or alveoli sacs in your lungs, like the tiny little sacs, if you're not continuously taking those deep breaths, they're gonna collapse. So I just have to be really conscious that I set the reminder on my watch too, so that's coming in handy as well for the deep breaths, to make sure I'm exerting enough oxygen, because I'm clearly not doing that, and that's why I have a fever. And it's like I let my dogs out to the bathroom and I can't even yell their name because I don't have the energy, or I don't have like enough oxygen, I guess, to like yell their name. Like, it's very weird, but it's all normal, and I just have to be conscious of it. And I'm so grateful that I have a wonderful surgeon that is like, call me anytime, like it's a Saturday evening and he doesn't even care that I'm calling him. So again, like I said earlier in this long ass video, did not expect it to be this long. Make sure you go with a surgeon that you genuinely trust, like, and really trust is a huge thing. And I mean, you have to be comfortable with them. This is a very, not like intimate, but it's a very personal surgery, so you want to make sure that you're in good hands and you're comfortable. So just a few quick things here, and then I'll shut up because I'm talking so much. And I also just want to lay down and relax because my back is hurting really bad. One thing that you guys will get if you have breast implants is it's basically like an ID card. It says device identification card. Whoops. And it says the brand, so my brand of implants is Natrel, and then it says your information, your doctor's information, your date of surgery, And then on the opposite side, it has the serial number of each implant. It has the CCs and all the information for each implant so that you can keep that for your records. If, let's say, you move and you have to go get a mammogram, or you have to be seen by a surgeon, or the implants, you know, they don't last forever. They're definitely more durable nowadays than they used to be. You can get anywhere from like 10 to 20 plus years out of them. So that just depends, but you're going to have to know that information moving forward. And two things that I will say for laying in bed with recovery that has been my savings grace, and I actually got one of the ideas off of another YouTube video that I saw. One being a neck pillow. This thing has been wonderful because you have to lay on your back. You cannot lay on your sides, you cannot lay on your stomach for 6 weeks or more. And then this little guy, it's a very nice pillow. As you can see, it's like super, like, what's the word, like foamy, and it has a strap. So I've been putting this under my lumbar spine because I've been sleeping a little bit elevated with my like back and neck elevated, and I've been putting this on my lumbar spine or under my knees to help elevate my legs as well. And I will say ice packs as well. Amazing. You don't necessarily need the ice packs for the swelling or anything, but it just feels really good. My doctor said, he's like, you don't even need to be doing that. I'm like, I know, but it just feels really good. Ow, it hurts. It hurts. So I'm gonna show you guys my incisions. Then I'm gonna go get more ibuprofen. Let me show you guys the incision. If you decide to get a different bra, I definitely recommend getting one that zips in the front because changing is very difficult. You could find a sports bra that has a zipper in the front. It will save you a lot of aggravation and pain. So here, I'm gonna show you guys the left incision because that's the one that has the bruising that I told you about, that I had the hematoma. And, there it is. Okay, so this is the incision, and you can see the glue. Might be hard to tell, but the bruising is from like here to over here. And there's the other incision. So not too bad. Okay. Say hi. Say hello. Okay. Okay. And hey guys, and welcome back. So we are hanging out with Maya apparently. Let's try this again. Hey guys, and welcome back to the video. So today we are, well, technically tomorrow we will be 3 weeks post-op. We made it, finally. We got through the hard times, as you guys probably were able to see by my previous videos, and if you follow me on social, I shared with you guys what was going on as well. Recovery was a bitch, honestly. They're finally dropping, looking pretty good. I'm very happy with the results. So up until just a couple of days ago, I was basically down for the count. I couldn't even walk. Typically can run a mile in about 8 minutes, and I couldn't even walk a half a mile. It took me 20 minutes to walk a half a mile. I've been hunched over the whole time. My back, my neck was hurting, and I would get a really, really bad pain underneath the left side. I told you guys about the complications with that. We're basically in the clear now, so I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still really sore, really tender. I don't think I told you guys that I actually lost all feeling in my nipples and below. And numbness is actually one of the side effects that comes along with that surgery, because your nerves do get moved around during surgery, and typically if you lose the feeling and you experience the numbness, it comes back. But I have seen cases that it doesn't come back, which I was super nervous about. Now, I guess it's been like 3 days now. Today I finally am starting to feel a little bit less of it, but I was super sensitive. You know, when you get your period, or I've never been pregnant, but I know like the period boob pain or the PMS boob pain that you get, like it's super sensitive. Even if you brush up anything up against your boob, like it hurts. That's how it was for me, times like 20. Everything was hypersensitive. So I guess over the course of recovery, I felt a bunch of different types of pains, and I'm just so grateful to say that we're at week 3 and my glue came off of my incision sites, which I'll show you what they look like. I now just have to apply 100% silicone lotion to the incisions twice a day. It's usually morning and night. Sometimes I do it 3 times a day. A little bit more is not going to hurt. They're much more squishy. I don't know if you guys can tell. Yes, I'm like feeling my boobs. But they're much more squishy. Still pretty hard. We still have a long way to go. Sorry, my dog is throwing toys at me. We're about halfway through recovery until I am cleared. She's still throwing toys at me. I'm just going to ignore her and maybe she'll go away. Nope, she's coming over. Hi, Maya. I have 5 animals, by the way. I might not have kids, but I have 3 cats and 2 dogs. And they're all girls. So, it's fun. My husband loves being in a house full of girls. Sorry about that, guys. Just a few quick things that I wanted to touch on that I don't think I shared with you guys is up until after 6 weeks, I also cannot wear underwire. So basically, living in a sports bra. I only dressed up, I think, on like 1 occasion, maybe 2 occasions so far, and finding an outfit to wear out in, you know, a public event or like a cookout and stuff like that was a little difficult with a sports bra. Like I couldn't wear cute sundresses. It's summertime, it's super hot. So I did find this one bra at Walmart. It's a Hanes comfort bra, and it doesn't have any underwire. There's not much padding. It doesn't give much support, and you do have to wear, I do have to wear a compression bra for until after 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, I can return to normal activity. I can lift, push, pull more than 10 pounds. I can stop laying on my back, and I am cleared to wear underwire. Okay, so I want to go ahead and show you guys what the incisions look like. I'm actually really happy with them. They're not very big. Okay, so here are what this is what we're dealing with now. If you guys remember, the left side was the side that was bothering me, and they both look, the incisions look the same. You can see I'm still pretty bloated, not as bad as I was, but I'm still really bloated. I started walking a little bit more. I'm trying to move around more so that I could flush some of this water weight that I gained. I did share on Instagram with you guys that I actually gained 8 or 9 pounds post-op. I went from 132 to 140. I was even up to like 141 at one point, like day 2 post-op. I just was curious. I step on the scale every morning out of habit after I wake up and go pee. So I was just curious. Definitely retained a lot of water. This week I'm going to be going back to very, very, very light intensity workouts because I cannot bounce. I'm still very restricted. Although I'm starting to feel much better, I still have to be very careful for the next 3 weeks. So my coach is working on, basically we're just going to do lower body training with a resistance band and body weight. Go on walks outside because it's nice out, it's summertime, and might as well take advantage. I live in Pennsylvania and we have crap weather most of the year. If you ask me, I love hot weather. But anyways, I'm going to just take it easy. I'm the type of person that is like go, 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 go. So my husband keeps reminding me that I can't do certain things, even though I'm feeling better. But at the end of the day, I didn't invest myself emotionally, physically, and financially to do anything that's going to compromise my results. One huge, huge takeaway from this entire process for me so far, I'm a very, very healthy individual. I'm very independent with everything that I do. So I'm just so grateful that I do have my health, when I'm not recovering. I'm just so thankful that I'm able to be healthy, do things without thinking about it. Like now I can't even, I can't lay on my side, I can't lay on my back, I can't really bend over well and pick things up, and it just makes it inconvenient. Even, I can't put my arms over my head, so this is as much as I can do. Even doing my hair, it's a struggle. But anyways, I'm just trying to say that I'm just really grateful for being able to do this whole thing, being able to share it with you guys, hopefully drawing some insight and spreading some knowledge about any questions that you may have had. If you do have any questions at all, I highly encourage you to reach out to me. I would love to help. I would love to answer any questions that maybe I didn't cover on here. But I do plan to do another update for you guys because we are 3 weeks post-op, but we still have a long way to go. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Can't talk. Gonna leave the links to follow me on Instagram and even Facebook. I mostly hang out on Instagram, but I'm definitely gonna go ahead and update you guys probably 6 weeks post-op. We still have a long way to go, and I'm just enjoying vlogging. I will talk to you guys soon, and thanks so much for hanging out. I will talk to you then.